if you say Nigeria is better under one nation, the Soviet Union back then was said to be the same. But when they eventually split, it became better.
Well, that's why we say there should be no go areas. But, I mean, for example, remember that the United States of America's Constitution contains an explicit clause that empowers any and every state to secede when it wants to secede. But nobody has seceded. In fact, more people want to join. Though you remember at the end of the last elections, there were threats of secession because they said we don't want Obama. Some Republican states said we are going to secede, but they have not seceded. It's better for you to have threats that will bring you together than for you to not have anything at all, be formless, and therefore, like amoeba, go in every direction. We need to be structured, properly restructured, and that is what we are expecting, we're looking forward to.
Do you think that we have the sincerity of mind to be able to achieve such a conference? Because I'm trying to look at the speech, even though we do not have the entire speech on tape, I'm trying to take a more holistic look at the context in which the Senate President spoke. He talked about sycophants, you know, who had just, you know, taken over the political... Exactly. And then, you know, he's saying that, you know, the rightful people need to take back that space. There's 2 good years to 2015, and where it's almost like as if 2015 is next month, you know. So are we also looking at the context in which this particular call for a national conference was also made? Well,
you must remember that the National Assembly is just one component of Nigeria.
But a very important component.
Important as the state assemblies, the state governors, the presidency, the judiciary, civil society organizations, professional bodies, and more importantly, ethnic nationalities. So when all of us come together and we sit down, we are not going to agree, but we will agree to disagree, disagree to agree, and at the end of the day, we will come out with something that is acceptable to the majority. And being a democracy, the minority may balk, may protest, but the majority will have its way. And that's what we want to do now. We want to bring about a democratic restructuring of the country that is premised on the original components, parts of this nation, that ethnic nationality.
I think also people will ask, who are the we? Because, I mean, it would seem that that also is the vision of, is it the Nigerian National Summit Group?
Well, we've just confirmed that it's also now the vision of the president and the vision of the Senate president. And I am expecting very soon my friend Aminu Tambuwal and co, when they end up their boxing matches, will come together and say that they are on board. Because it is clear to every pundit, every clear-thinking Nigerian knows that we cannot keep going downhill and expect to come out on top. And right now we are going downhill towards the precipice.
Well, Hope says, before Lauren, how will the resolution of the National Conference be fused into the Constitution, knowing that the latter is superior? It's a superior document by law.
No, I think Hope has totally misunderstood what the National Conference is about. We are not talking about the fusion of new clauses into an extant body of laws or so on. We are talking about the creation of a new, popularly accepted constitution of the people, something the people can truly claim as we, the people of Nigeria. You know, that's a lie. In the 1999 Constitution is a decree, Decree 24, that transmogrified itself into the Constitution, but we have agreed to subsume ourselves to it. However, we cannot agree to live under an illegality forever. We must redress this and address certain issues so as to redress certain anomalies that are right now beginning to play out in frightening ways. I have heard very prominent Nigerians say things like, the way things are going, we're going to have an Arab Spring or a Nigerian Harmattan. Let me say this. I am of the opinion, I'm of that school that says nobody should come out and call for any Nigerian or Arab Spring. In Nigeria, you steal a BlackBerry, you are butchered, hacked to death. If we dare try to carry out such a revolution, it will not be as organized as it was in Tunis, Libya, Egypt, or Syria. It will be a war of the poor against the rich. And rich will include Malcolm with an iPad, Sule, or yourself, Chimbley. So it becomes, the poor constitute those people who are unemployed. They make up the majority of Nigerians who cannot afford 1 square meal. So let us please come together to talk or jaw, rather than end up warring or anarchy producing.
All right, Mr. Tony Ranta, Executive Secretary, Nigeria National Summit Group. That's NNSG.
NNSG.
Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for having me on.
All right.